Oh, Google, you're gonna have to bring your A game, buddy. Oh, god damn it. Oh, fuck. How am I gonna make this video, dude? They're charging $70 for a fucking controller. How do they expect anybody to buy a $70 controller when I could go to Amazon and buy a DualShock 4 or a goddamn Xbox One controller for $40? They're charging $70 for a pro controller that don't even got paddles on the back. Why would I want to buy a $70 controller when I could literally just buy a DualShock 4? Like, what does the Stadia controller have to offer that we can't already get right now for $30 cheaper? I just don't understand. Like, okay, if it was Nintendo, I could see the reason that Nintendo justifies the price of their $80 Nintendo Switch Pro controller, because they got the name recognition. The Nintendo Switch Pro controller is the best controller I've ever used. And yes, I'm meaning it's better than the Xbox 360 controller, but $70 for a $30 controller. They could have sold that controller for $50 and I could see that price. I could see that price being justified, but I just don't understand. Like, their messaging with this E3 Connect was not good. It was terrible. And the controller is honestly the tip of the iceberg. There's so many other things we're going to talk about today, but I really want to understand why they would charge $70 without having any name recognition. Yeah, it's Google. Yeah, they make good products. I'm sure this controller is going to be great, but why is it better than your competitor? Why do you think that people should spend $70 for your controller and not $40 for a DualShock 4 or an Xbox controller that works natively on Windows 10? I just don't understand that price justification. They're overcharging for a product that should not be overcharged for. If they want people to buy a Google Stadia subscription and a controller that's $70, they better give us our money's worth, because right now I just don't see that money being justified. I don't see it at all. It really pains me to say it, but every year in every new product that Google releases, specifically the Pixel and this Google Stadia controller, it's their marketing and messaging is more like Apple every single day. There's a reason that I left Apple products, and it's because of how trash they are compared to the competitors and the fact that they overcharge specifically for a freaking logo. A product that is overpriced does not mean it's a good product. It goes without saying, guys, do not buy this controller until it releases and there's reviews up. And even if it does get released, don't buy it until there's a price drop. And if you have to get a controller to use Stadia, which I don't even recommend that at the moment, just whatever you do, do not buy this Stadia controller. I strongly recommend a DualShock 4 or an Xbox controller. Those controllers alone are really good. Or even a Steam controller would probably work just as well. Now, before we get into the service and pricing of Stadia, I want to just say this. I don't like making negative videos like this and completely crapping on a service in a direct, but I would be really dishonest if I said that this was a good Connect. This was not good messaging, especially since there's so many questions we got left unanswered. This is not a good precedent to set, especially for a launch of what looked to be a pretty good product. Now, here's where it gets to some muddier water. Stadia Pro is going to cost $9.99, aka $10, and it gets you a growing library of games at the service's highest streaming quality, 4K 60 FPS HDR. Now, according to their messaging, a Stadia Pro subscription also provides exclusive discounts to game purchases. Yes, you heard that right. You will have to purchase games separately to use them on your Stadia subscription. What the fuck? As of right now, the only prominent game that's confirmed a part of the membership, the Stadia Pro $10 membership, is Destiny 2. Now, the way that it sounded, if you plan on playing any of the games that Stadia showcased at their Connect, you're going to have to fork up the money for the full price of the game. So a subscription is not going to be like Netflix, where you can a la carte the games you want to play. That's not what they're doing. This right here means you're going to have to spend $60 and a subscription to play them on their cloud service. For instance, Assassin's Creed, $60. Baldur's Gate 3, $60. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, $60. So much for Stadia being the Netflix style a la carte for game streaming. It's basically just a ripped off version of GeForce Now. Now, there is some good news about all this. There is going to be a Stadia Base, which is a free service that will require you to log into your existing Steam account and your Uplay, your Epic Games, to be able to play the games that are on the Stadia service. But there's almost certainly going to be a catch to Stadia. What I'm guessing is going to happen is that in order to play games on Stadia for the free membership, you're almost definitely going to have to watch an advertisement before you get to play your game, or while you're getting to play your game. Every maybe 30 minutes, you have to watch an advertisement that is almost certainly going to be overlaid over your game. Obviously, this is not confirmed, but I can just see it now. Like, you're playing a game of Fortnite on Google Stadia and you get into a gunfight, and then it's just like, hey, advertisement, do you want to buy boner pills while you're trying to finish a gunfight in Fortnite? Well, buy them now. Click on this link. If you accidentally click it, then you'll be opened up another tab. Good luck trying to finish your gunfight. LOL, just build, you bot. Obviously, it's probably not going to be that bad, but I'm just seeing the extreme scenario, and this could get really good or really bad pretty quick. Okay, now some of the games that are confirmed for the service so far are as follows: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Baldur's Gate 3, which looked really good. It was a cinematic trailer. Destiny 2, The Division 2, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Final Fantasy, Get Packed, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Grid, Guilt, Metro Exodus, Mortal Kombat 11, Power Rangers, Samurai Showdown, Just Dance 2019, Tomb Raider Trilogy, and Wolfenstein Youngblood. Now, I would say the biggest criticism that I have about the service itself is the fact that we didn't get any information about the latency. All we got is the range of resolutions and internet speeds required for gaming on it. The most important aspect of Google Stadia is the part that they failed on the most. There's been a lot of criticism and rumors about the latency of Stadia, especially by people who have played Stadia, or at the time it was, I believe, Google Stream. And according to PC Gamer, there was upwards of 200 milliseconds of latency playing Doom. For a game that's fast paced, having a 200 millisecond latency is not good at all. But that is the harsh reality of game streaming. Hopefully they keep designing it and, you know, improve the latency. But at this point, the fact that they haven't said anything, that the silence is telling. Okay, so now the range of resolutions and internet speeds required are as followed. You have to have 10 megabits per second for a recommended minimum, 720p 60 fps stereo audio. You have to have 20 megabits per second for 1080p HDR video, 60 fps 5.1 surround sound, and a whopping 35 megabits per second for 4K HDR video, 60 FPS, and 5.1 surround sound. Now, before you think I'm going to crap on this aspect, it's actually pretty good. 4K for 35 megabits per second is actually pretty good. I thought it was actually going to be 50 megabits per second, but the fact that it's only 35 is pretty good news. Now, here is the issue with cloud streaming. So before you decide to buy Stadia, there's a couple things you have to look at. One, do you have a controller that is going to be capable for Stadia? Do you have to have the actual Stadia controller to use it? The answer is no. You don't have to have the Stadia controller. You could use a DualShock 4, you could use an Xbox One controller. And the next thing is, does your ISP have a data cap? Do you have a data cap? Because almost everybody in the country has a data cap of at least 1 terabyte. Now, if we take the 35 megabits 4K video and we do a little bit of quick math for it, in about 60 hours, you will have used 1 terabyte of bandwidth for your data cap. So if you're playing anything in 4K, hopefully your ISP doesn't have data caps, or there's a package to allow you to increase your data cap to like 5 terabytes, because if you buy a Google Stadia at this point, then you're going to be getting charged up the butt for going over your data cap limit by your ISP. Luckily, this isn't an issue in my area because I somehow live in an area that doesn't have data caps, which is pretty amazing. Now, the last big thing that they revealed at the Stadia Connect was the bundle for the Night Blue Stadia controller and the Chromecast Ultra, which is $129. Now, what else you get with that is 3 months of Stadia Pro. You get Destiny 2 the collection, exclusive Stadia name, which that should come with a service regardless, and a Stadia Buddy Pass for 3 months as well. And it is available for pre-ordered, but please, guys, if you've watched any of my content, do not pre-order this. Wait until the review pops up. Just go buy yourself a Chromecast Ultra, because that's a good product. That right there alone is great. Just do not spend $70 or $129 for this for this controller. Okay, get the Chromecast Ultra separate, and eventually just get the Stadia controller, or what you could do is just go out and buy a Xbox controller and be perfectly fine and use the service for free, because right now the Stadia Pro membership is pointless. I would say my last bit of criticism and my hope for the future of Stadia, especially newer Stadia Connects, is to give us actual gameplay showcasing what it's going to look like whenever we play games on Stadia. Right now, you're showing a bunch of cinematic trailers that no one really cares about. We want to see what the quality is going to look like with Stadia being played. So game capture a television running Stadia and actually showcase the latency of somebody playing the game, as well as the quality being streamed. I really hope that they reach out to tech channels like Linus Tech Tips or even Angry Joe Joe, let him test out the Google Stadia and showcase it to their viewers, give a honest and unbiased review of the cloud streaming service so that we can actually get a informed opinion that is not obviously biased because they're trying to sell a product. I'd say overall this Connect kind of killed the hype for Google Stadia for me. I'm definitely going to look forward to trying out the base product that is the Stadia base, but at this point Google Stadia is just GeForce Now 0.5. I'm upset that it's not an a la carte like Netflix, and I cannot wait to see the reveal of xCloud because Xbox knows what they're doing, especially with Game Pass coming to PC as well. That right there is the first step in a good direction for the gaming industry, especially whenever it comes to cloud streaming, because if you have a Game Pass subscription, then everything on the service, you could play it a la carte whenever you want to, as long as you have a membership. And I guarantee that they're going to tie that into the xCloud game streaming. Google Stadia, you really tried with this Connect, and I really hope you improve your messaging, but I just don't see that happening at all. Hopefully I'm wrong. I really hope that this is just a negative video and me being extra pessimistic, and the future of Stadia is going to be good and the product is good, but I'd be lying to you guys and myself if I thought that way. Thanks for watching this video though, guys. If you enjoyed it and you are excited for Project xCloud, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel with your notifications on, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I will see you guys for more E3 2019 coverage. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, thank you.